Good morning, folks. Oriana reporting here from YG News. This morning, YG News will be reporting on the trails west that hundreds of thousands of people seem to be rushing to. First up, an interview with one of the men who made it possible for others to use these trails, Jedediah Smith. So, Mr. Smith, how's life out here?
Well, Oriana, life's pretty rough out here. There's almost no one to talk to, and you've got to keep an eye out for wild animals. Almost got eaten by a bear a few months ago. Got away, but left a nasty scar.
How do you survive in such rugged conditions?
Takes a lot of grit and muscles. Other than that, I spend my days trapping small animals for their fur. Makes pretty good money with the rage for beaver fur hats.
Oh, I've seen some of those hats. They're fashionable in Europe right now, and they seem to be getting more and more popular in the United States. But how do you sell your hats if you live alone out here?
So I catch the furs and sell them to traders, who turn them into hats.
Oh, I've heard about the mountain men and traders from the east meeting up together during the summer. Can you tell me a bit more about that?
Yeah, so when we meet up in the summer, we trade with other mountain men to get the supplies that we need and sell the furs to the traders from the east. We like to call it the rendezvous system.
Thank you, Mr. Smith, for giving us a glimpse into your life as a mountain man. These mountain men are also a big part of the reason people are able to move west. They map out the regions they live in and make the trails that the pioneers follow, making sure that the trails are safe and wide enough for wagon trains to pass through.
Though some trails, such as the Santa Fe Trail from Missouri to Santa Fe, are still not large enough for large wagon trains to use. William Becknell recently tried taking a shortcut through Samaran Cutoff, where the trail became too steep. The people in the party ended up going through a desert where they quickly ran out of water.
The party ended up having to drink the blood of their mules and dogs to survive, until they finally found a stream to drink from, saving their lives and allowing them to reach Santa Fe. Hundreds of people now take this trail every year. Another commonly used trail is the Oregon Trail. This trail starts in the city of Independence, Missouri, ending in the Oregon Territory, with a trail branching off of it going to Sacramento, California. Series of Oregon's cheap and fertile soil has thousands of people traveling west to start a new life.
Which is one of the reasons so many people are moving west. On top of being able to start over, farmers can buy better new land at a low price, making it easier to gain wealth in the West, an interesting appeal for many Americans. Others need to escape people they owe money to, or even to flee persecution.
Some of the people who had to flee west were the Mormons. Just earlier this week, Joseph Smith, the founder and leader of the Mormon Church, was killed by an angry mob protesting the Mormon practice of polygamy. Here is footage from the scene. The next Mormon leader is Brigham Young, who took charge as soon as word arrived about the previous leader's death.
My people, our leader has been assassinated, so we must travel west for our safety.
Around 1,600 Mormons traveled on part of the Oregon Trail, safely making it to the Utah Territory, settling around the Great Salt Lake. The part of the Oregon Trail that they traveled on is now called the Mormon Trail, starting in Nauvoo, Illinois, and ending at Salt Lake City. Though the Mormons safely made it to Salt Lake City, caution is still advised while traveling on the trails. Some of the dangers of moving out west include facing wild animals, food and water being scarce, and wagons getting stuck on narrow trails, on top of disease and injury. Reports say that a 9-year-old girl named Catherine Sager got stuck under a moving wagon, resulting in her left leg being crushed. Her parents later died of a disease called camp fever. We now have live footage coming in from one of the trails, showing an example of famine on the trails west. Recently, a wagon train party called the Donner Party split off the rest of the group on the Oregon Trail to try to use a shortcut through a mountain pass. It was supposed to save them 2 weeks traveling, but it instead added 5 months. After just 3 weeks, they ran out of food and had to resort to eating each other. Out of the 87 that came, only 47 survived and made it to California. But the things that happen out west are not always bad. Take, for example, how the role of women has changed. They're still responsible for food and laundry, but now also many other things. They gather food, drive oxen, and care for the sick and injured in the family and party. In addition, a new act passed by the government allows any head of family, not just a man, to own land in the West. For the first time in the history of the United States, women can own their own land.
And all this relates to the phrase you've all been hearing about, manifest destiny. People moving west allows the U.S. population to grow along with expanding the United States further and giving it more land. This new land also provides more resources and in turn new opportunities for people seeking better lives. This concludes tonight's news broadcast from YG News.